So we're here with Jay. He's the Deputy Country Director of Guatemala for Mercy Corps. Hi, Jay. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome, Matt.
So we're just really curious as to what the conditions are like in the rural areas where your beneficiary communities are struggling with various issues, and maybe so we can learn more about conditions and we can imagine how we can play a role in helping to improve conditions.
Okay. Mercy Corps works with Pro Comida in Alta Verapaz. We're working in the most rural areas to help the Ministry of Health extend their health coverage to those communities that are the most distant and the most poor. So we're talking about small communities. We're working with over 1,000 communities here in Alta Verapaz that are very poor. They're mostly agricultural communities. Many of them do not have electricity or running water. If they have running water, it's to a central point in the community. Very seldom do they have water directly to their homes. They live in houses with dirt floors, by and large. A room where the kitchen is generally separated from where the people sleep. And it's what you would expect of a very impoverished lifestyle, living conditions.
So these conditions that we see around the world vary quite a bit. So is it ever so bad, Jay, where there's actually just a lack of enough food and nutrition, or because of the fertility of the land and the rain that there's sufficient calories to stay healthy?
Right. Well, it's not extreme poverty like you might find in the subcontinent of India or in Africa, but it is subsistence farming, and people go through a scarcity season every year where they have they don't have enough food generally, and the diet is pretty monotonous. It's beans and tortillas out of white corn generally, and so part of our work is to introduce a more diverse diet to bring in better quality of food into the diet.
Okay, and then tell us a bit more about Pro Comida.
Pro Comida is a Title II program supported by the U.S. government through USAID. It is specifically directed to mothers and children under 2 years of age, addressing that 1,000-day window of opportunity from gestation to the second year of birth, where the child is most vulnerable. Chronic malnutrition in Guatemala is very severe. It's about countrywide, it's about 58% of the population, the rural population, is chronically malnourished. That means that they're stunted, and stunting inhibits the growth, both the mental and or cognitive development as well as the physical development. And once it occurs, it is irreversible. So chronic malnutrition affects people for life.
So we're all here with this training program to create local videos that are produced right here in the community of Coban so that the messaging is really relevant and believable. So what are some of the behaviors or some of the lessons that you hope that we can help you deliver with cordless projectors? What are some of the messages, and what are the greatest hopes you have for the impact of those messages?
Well, a couple of them are mothers and pregnant women experience at times difficult pregnancies. And so we are trying to show them the 5 major danger signs that had occurred during pregnancy so that they can get appropriate and rapid treatment from competent health service providers. Another one is just general hygiene, washing hands, teaching mothers and their families that it's best to wash hands after use of the bathroom or the toilet, when preparing foods, after changing diapers, and this type of thing. And so we have what's called tippy taps, which is a simple way of washing hands with small quantities of water, because water although it rains in Alta Verapaz all the time, most communities do not have access to running water.
So, you know, some of the people in the north up in the U.S. have sometimes a difficult time imagining why it's so challenging to convince people to wash their hands. So maybe help illuminate that, why it seems elementary, but here it's actually quite a significant objective to get people to wash their hands.
Right. Well, we grow up with running water, first of all. We have inside toilets, and water is readily available, so is soap. That's not the case in Guatemala. And most families living in the rural area do not have running water. The latrines are outside the house, and so it's breaking a behavior that people have grown up with all their life. So it's making sure that they have latrines. It's making sure that they have these tippy taps, which facilitates then the hand washing. And we teach the kids in school, and they frequently come home and then show the parents this new method.
So you think that the cordless projectors will be used in a classic setting where there's a group of people gathered together to learn something in a group, or will they maybe be the trigger to get people to gather together in groups?
I definitely think that they will be the trigger. Entertainment, people don't have TVs frequently. They don't even have radios. But because of lack of access to this and lack of electricity. So generators or equipment that is portable and or that can be solar powered would be a great benefit for these communities. And I think that you'll find that the people will be very interested in coming and seeing what's being developed and what's being shown, produced.
And so we're really excited to partner with you to trial how vividly being able to see people on screen who are speaking their language, you know, dressing in their classic attire. Do you speculate that they'll be more likely to embrace the behaviors when they see these videos that are made highly locally?
Absolutely. When people identify with the costumes, most people are illiterate, so they don't read. And so by seeing these videos, they'll see themselves, they'll see neighbors, and it will be much easier for them to make the change.
Well, that's great. Well, it's great to be partnering with you. Any other last thoughts?
No, we definitely are delighted that you're here and helping us to promote this new development and how to change people's attitudes and behavior.
All right. Well, thanks, Jay.